Guys, my name is Ikure. I am here to talk about my personal journey in growing my hair from the shoulder length to almost brow length in over a year. Yes, I was able to do it because of what we were facing during the pandemic. And during the pandemic time, we had a restriction in our movement, and I just wanted to do something to really help myself during that time. So I was using different hair products, to wash my hair. And I noticed that my hair would grow to a certain level, and then before I know it, everything would shed off. And I really got frustrated. I never really had brow length hair ever in my entire life. But I just thought, I'm kind of tired of working hard, doing all the things I need to do for my hair, and still nothing was happening. So I decided to go on a journey and start doing some research. So I started researching on what I needed to do. The typical things I did was, you just wash your hair with moisturizing shampoo and all of that stuff. But I noticed that some of the times they would talk in my research that, I was told in the research that sometimes you might not get the results you want because you have product build up, and maybe your hair is splitting because you don't have enough protein. So I used what we call a clarifying shampoo to wash my hair, and then I would add different products on my hair to add protein in my hair. I went through so many things. I did an egg hair mask. I did the Afoji, protein silk thing, put it in and stuff. Well, it would help my hair look good for a while, and before I go back to square one. So I'm like, what am I gonna do with this whole stuff? So I said, let me try other things. Basic things. I always know that nutrition is always important anyway, and I pretty much ate healthy, but I was trying to do other things to help. For example, no matter how well we eat, we do know that sometimes our body do need supplements, and it was a very stressful time during the pandemic. So I decided, let me start taking multivitamins and stuff to help me. So I started taking multivitamins. Of course, prenatal vitamins are very good because you get more of what you need for your hair growth. So my hair kind of improved. I started taking biotin. I'm researching. I'm like, hey, biotin helps your hair grow. Hey, I took the liquid biotin. I took the CVS brand. I did so many things to help my hair grow. And I came up to this thing called collagen. I did some more research, and I said, collagen, it has to be collagen 1 and 3. So I'm like, what? I started with a peel, and then I heard about the powder form, which was really good because I could put it in my cup of tea. I could put it in my drink, whatever. And I'm like, let me go ahead and do the collagen thing. So I did that, and it worked really good. It was like, hey, my hair is growing, it's looking better. My hair, my skin and nails, everything looking better. But I'm thinking, okay, it's growing, but length retention. So again, it would grow and it would look really nice. And I was thinking, okay, so what else? But it would still get to a point and it would shed off. And I'm thinking, okay, there's got to be more with this stuff. So I decided, okay, let me start doing hair oils. It was an in thing then. Pandemic time, everybody's trying different things. And I'm like, okay, let me just do some research. So I started researching, and I said, okay, everybody's using coconut oil. Let me try coconut oil. I tried coconut oil, almond oil, shea butter oil, and everything. I used to just use basic stuff like bergamot, blue magic and stuff in my hair. But I'm like, this is not doing anything. Let me try something else. I tried it, but it was like, it was just kind of okay. It wasn't really doing much. It didn't stop the hair shed. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do now? I don't know if you guys have experienced it where you try so many things and you think you're getting closer to the answer. Do you even know? I tried this thing called, I think it's sulfur, like a sulfur drink or whatever. Like, I tried that crap. I'm like, what? This is not working. It upset my stomach. I was like, what? No, I stopped that. So I decided to do some more research. And as I was researching, I found out like, oh my God, I had an aha moment where I was thinking, I was like, what? Indian people seem to have long hair. They have to be doing something right for them to have long hair. So I'm like, what? Let me go ahead and see what these people are doing. Then I started researching in the Indian section. And I'm like, they had different herbs like fenugreek. They had amla. They had neem, different herbs. And I'm like, what? Let me see if I can do something about this. At that time, I forgot to tell you guys, before I went to the Indian herbs, I did rice water. Everybody was shouting rice water, rice water, rice water. So I tried rice water. I soaked rice water for a while, tried in my hair. Didn't do much of anything. I did aloe vera oil. Not much of anything. Olive oil, so many things, nothing. But one thing that kind of worked that was actually okay was castor oil. It seemed to do pretty well. So I was like, okay, I'll keep that one and see. So then I decided, let me go ahead and try. Let me try the Indian herbs. So now I started creating the Indian oils. I started trying it and I see, oh my God, the first time I tried fenugreek oil, I said, I got something here. After washing my hair, leaving it damp, putting the oil on my hair, I found out that it was making my hair really soft. Oh my God. And then when it's time to trim my hair and I put the hair oil in and I, blow dry or just leave it into air dry, and then it's time to straighten my hair, because I used to trim my hair as well. I used to make sure I trim my ends. I did it every quarter. So maybe like 4 times in a year, I would trim my ends. So I was doing it, I'm checking, I'm like, oh my God, this thing's really soft, make my hair shine really good. And then I studied about it, found that it had antibacterial properties, antifungal properties to my scalp, and also trying to prevent hair fall. I'm like, hey, I think I got something over here. I'm like, oh my God, this is good. So I'm like, okay, let's go to the next one. I'd read about amla, hair paste and stuff. I'm like, okay. So I did the hair paste with amla. That, I felt it kind of like soothed my scalp some. So I was like, I think this one's good for the scalp. But the fenugreek, I would tell, let me go back to fenugreek. Fenugreek was so good. This is what I did with fenugreek. I made a hair paste with it. The only disadvantage I had with the fenugreek was because it's such a, I did the powder form and I did the, I blended the fenugreek seeds. I soaked it in water, made it swell some. I'm telling you, that thing is so rich. I did it, but I pasted it in my hair and everything. It made my hair curl so good. My natural curls were popping. My hair, I have natural hair, no perm. I stopped perming my hair about 12 years ago. So when I experiment this thing, this was in 2012 when I stopped perming my hair. And that happened after I had my last born. My son was just, it was too much. I had too much hair shed. My hair was falling out after my baby. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this permanent hair. So I was just all natural, no perm, nothing. So I did this thing and it was so good. And I'm like, oh my God, this thing. But the only disadvantage, rinsing it out of my hair, there were I had to comb out, the little particles of the fenugreek. And that was the only negative thing. But you know what? With me, I didn't care at that point. I was like, this thing works, so I'm going to stick with the oil. At least the oil was good. So I did the amla. I did other things. And I felt like, oh, I think I've got something here. I did other oils. I started mixing oils to see, because I had a winter time, I would use certain oil, and summertime I would use certain oil. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, I think this is good. I know that the lighter oils were good for the summertime, and then the heavier oils like the shea butter oil, I do the almond. I mixed oils together, and so I came up with a formula that really helped keep my hair really moisturized. So I noticed hair shed was less, but it was still happening. So I'm like, what else can I do? I spoke to some of my Indian friends and stuff, and they were kind of like, just talking very casually that, yeah, we did that. They were not really giving me anything. So I went back into the book and I'm like, okay, let me start researching, watching videos, looking at stuff, trying an error here and there. Boom, I found it. Henna. I'm like, henna? Oh my God, I'm like, henna? I'm from Nigeria. We have henna over there I remember as a little girl, we had henna growing in our garden. I'm telling you, we have the northerners in Nigeria who use henna for they use it for like little tattoos. They will put it on their hands. It's kind of a beauty thing. And during their weddings, they would do like tattoo stuff and everything. I think Indian people also do the same thing. So I'm like, henna? I know about henna. So I'm like, okay, let's see. So I decided I was not going to do it, because if you go to Amazon, you see that they have a lot of henna mixed with colors and stuff. Like, I didn't want that. I want the natural henna, because I heard the natural henna is what will work for you. So I decided, let me just go ahead and get the natural henna. So I went ahead and I got the natural henna, and I was like, man, this is good. So I mixed it up. I followed the instructions how to mix the henna, which I'm going to give you guys a bonus video on how to mix henna. It depends on the length of your hair and how much it is that you need, and the entire mixture that you need, because you can't just apply it like that. So I followed the instructions, mixed it all up, and boom, I found this stuff. I said, okay, now let me start applying it. I started applying it every 4 to 6 weeks, and my God, significant hair shed. There was not much of it anymore. Like, I'm like, I could be up to something here. I started doing every 4 to 6 weeks, and I noticed that my hair was now growing. So it wasn't just length retention, not just growth, it was now length retention. Boom, I had hit the hot jackpot. I'm like, oh my God. I was so excited, so excited. And I decided I'm just going to keep on going with this. So I continued what I normally do, wash my hair every week when my hair wasn't in protective style. Like I would do braids, I would do crochet braids, I would do individual braids, I would do cornrow braids in my hair. But then those will last like 4 to 6 weeks. And when I take it out, I'll just wash it real good, moisturize, and wash it with my oils and everything. And I just continued like that, making sure that once I took my hair out, it was time to put the henna again before I start adding any other thing. Oh my God, this was beautiful. So I make sure that when I wash my hair, when I did my hair protective styling, when I took out my hair, I made sure I was very gentle with the hair. That was very important. You can't just yank on the hair. You can't just be combing dry hair. Oh no. I noticed that dry hair, when you comb dry hair, oh, you're just gonna have more hair shed. So this is what I learned in my journey. You always have to have, your hair has to be moisturized somehow. Either you use conditioner. I use like very soft conditioner, like moisturizing conditioner on my hair before, and detangle that way before washing. As you take out your hair, you detangle with your hands and make sure, and then with sections, you can, my hair day was, you have to be very patient with doing your hair. You have to be very patient. You want to see hair growth, you have to be patient with hair. You can't just be yanking it at anything. You can't just do that. So not only did I washing and cleaning and making sure I was detangling right, and sometimes when I'm, with a knot in my hair, like when you're losing braids, oh my God, I would just get like a detangler. I had a detangler that I would use. It was Shea Moisture detangling. I used to get it in Walmart. So I'll get it and I'll put it in. I'll give you guys a list of things that I used. And I'll put it in my hair, let it sit for a while. Let it sit for a while while you're losing the other sides. And then I just come back and gently remove it like that. You have to be patient with your hair. And I noticed that when I was doing that, this really helped my hair. It really helped with the length retention and less shedding. So as I continue, I'm like, oh my God, I got something else. So my hair started growing, and then I hit a point in my life where I went through a lot of stress. I would tell you, I went through a separation. I'm currently divorced, but I had through a separation, and it was one of the most painful things that I've ever experienced. I never thought that I would be divorced by now, but you know what? I thank God, because all things work together for my good. But in the end, I didn't know what to do, and I am a Christian, and I take my Christian beliefs very seriously. So one day I noticed that, okay, now we have to leave, I had to start managing my life all over again, living my life all over again as a single mom with my children, all that stuff. And it was a very stressful time. And when you're under a lot of stress, you don't really know how to handle stuff. You're not eating like you should, you're not doing. So I focused more on, I would eat, but I would focus on making sure I was taking my vitamins, and especially my collagen 1 and 3. It was very important for me to take it at that time, because when you are stressed out, your circulation is down, you have hair shed because cortisol levels are higher, and when you have cortisol levels, your hair sheds, more because of stress. Melatonin levels are also determined. These are hormones in your bodies. So when your hormones are out of whack because of stress and everything, you're going to be shedding off more. It just happens. That's just life. So to make sure I was counteracting all these effects and stuff, I made sure I continued my regular routine. And of course, my protective styling was even more important then, because I'm like, I don't have time to start fixing this hair, doing all that, putting the wig on and brushing the wig. No, it was crochet hair 4 to 6 weeks and making sure I oiled my scalp with those oils. I don't use any other oils. And guess what? My oils were working. I did not have to buy anything outside. I had the perfect combination of the oils that worked in the summertime and the wintertime. So I knew wintertime what oil to use, and during the summertime what oils to use. So I kept on doing that. So now we got to a situation where I'm like thinking, okay, now edges. So when you do a lot of protective styling, like even with wigs, sometimes your hair you could shed, especially your edges when you too tight braids and stuff. They could cause hair shedding, your hair to pull out from the roots and stuff. So I had a situation where my daughter was experiencing her hair was like breaking off, especially at the edges. And my daughter's in the 20s, and I'm thinking, and then she was a teenager, like 18, 19, and I'm thinking, what? Why is your hair like this and everything? She's like, Mom, it's the braids. And I'm like, okay, we need to find something. So the solution came, and I prayed about it. I said, you know what, God, I was still doing research, to be honest. I never really stopped researching. I just always kind of casually research things. And then I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and try this stuff. So I was praying to God, and I asked the Lord, I said, God, what can I do with edges? What can I do to help edges grow? Boom. The Lord gave it to me, a solution. I'm telling you, I tried it. I had made other oils before, but I heard the Lord say, cactus. I'm like, cactus? Man, you should have seen me. I was experimenting now with the cactus. I'm like, okay, let me try. Because you don't just make things. You have to. I have a chemistry degree, right? In Nigeria. I had that before I came to the US. But you know what? I learned things about concentration, about different things. And I'm like, you know what? I have to experiment and see what oil works best with what. So I had to experiment. And I did this cactus oil. And I said, let's try it. So I made a little bit. And I told my daughter, let's just go ahead and try this oil. I gave it to my daughter. She put it in the first few days. I kind of thought, I was like, do we see growth here? Kind of looked like, okay, let's wait. After a week, we saw growth. 2 weeks, hair covered. She had like a patch like the size of your little finger, the tip of your finger, a big patch there that was noticeable, covered. I'm like, oh, we found something. And the child, she was like, I am going to put this thing around my whole head. I'm like, look, don't waste my oil now. But hey, I was excited. I found something new, cactus oil. Hey, I started with cactus oil. I was so excited. I found something new. I never stopped looking for stuff. I always continue to grow in my knowledge, and I have more knowledge. And as time goes on, I will tell you. Now, I'm going to rewind, and I'm going to tell you now about the supplementation. So during the time where I was going through a lot of stress, right? I told you guys I did the multivitamins. I did the collagen 1 and 3 and stuff. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? I wasn't really, because popping pills or taking the collagen, I wasn't consistent either after again. But one time when I took my hair out and I started straightening my hair and I saw the length, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this hair is this long? My mom was like, what in the world are you doing? Everybody, even my sister in Asia, she was like, you need to send me that oil. Because it was working. I was so excited. But then I was still grieving and going through a whole lot. But let me tell you, I grew my hair. My hair was nice. It was doing really good. But guess what? It became too long. I didn't know how to manage it. I have gone from growth to shedding. And now from growth, little shedding. And now length retention. So I decided, you know what? I don't know what to do, but let me just leave this hair alone. Because I just didn't know what to do with it. Now I was planning that I would go to a salon now, because now it was too long. I've never had that kind of long hair before. So I decided, you know what, let me just start doing regular stuff. And then I fell out of my routine. I wasn't really doing what much I was doing. But I noticed something. I stopped taking my multivitamins. I stopped doing the collagen. I was just like, let me just leave this hair. It's grown. I mean, what do I have to prove? I've gotten what, I wanted to do. I actually wanted to grow it further to waist length. But there was just too much going on. I just couldn't really, I'm like, you know what, I just left it alone. So I wasn't doing anything. It's just eating normal. I eat, like I said, I eat naturally. I eat healthy. I don't really eat a lot. I don't eat a lot of processed food. So that wasn't my area of struggle. So I noticed that when I started my health and wellness business, I was taking a lot of Tahitian Noni Juice was our number one product that we were trying a lot. So I was like, let me start just taking my Tahitian Noni Juice, because I wanted to see what it does and how I can sell it to my, to my people and everything, and tell them what it did. But I noticed for like 3 months, I started taking Tahitian Noni Juice, but I noticed my hair wasn't shedding as much. My hair was still healthy, but I did not stop. One thing I didn't stop was the henna. I didn't stop henna. I didn't stop henna. I kept on doing henna. But the rest of the stuff, I would wash my hair, take care of it. But the oils, I would do it, but I wasn't really paying close attention. I wasn't really taking my supplements because healthy hair, you have to do a combination of things. You cannot just do one thing. No. It's a combination of things. Some things are going to work for one thing, like the cactus oil is good for the day, but then you have to also treat from the inside out. There are internal and external factors. If you remember the course, that you've gone through the course, you would know that I talked about internal, external factors that affect the growth of hair. So I was taking Tahitian Noni Juice and I'm thinking, oh my God, my hair is growing. It's looking better. My hair, my skin, my nails, everything. I'm like, you know what? It's got to be the noni. And guess what? I started hearing testimonies of other business partners. The hair was growing, things. I'm like, oh my God, I got something else. So I had another thing in my pocket, Tahitian Noni Juice. I am telling you, that juice is a game changer. Rich in adaptogens and iridoids, forget that. I'm telling you, powerful antioxidants that could help you. Man, I was like, you know what? So I continued that. I did not continue because things got progressively worse. But with my Tahitian Noni Juice, I was not going shopping as much. Financially, things were not going very well, but I made sure I generally lived a very healthy lifestyle, boosting my immune system with the Tahitian Noni Juice because, hey, you're working. You got to take care of your family. You got to do what you got to do, you know? But I'm telling you, it was just amazing. So now I got secrets that I know that it has really helped my hair grow. I was post pictures down and I'll let you guys see how my hair really grew. It grew from a shoulder length to almost brow length. And when I'm talking about almost brow length, it was about this much to brow length. It was about this much to brow length, not much. An inch to brow length, that's what I have the pictures to prove it to you. And I started experimenting with other co-workers and say, you want to try my oil and see? People's hair were growing and stuff, little growth in a week. And I'm like, you know, stuff like that. So I experimented with other people. It was me and my daughter just doing this stuff back and forth. So now I'm starting to expand it, share the oil with people to let them see. And I'm telling you, you're going to love this stuff. So I'm going to be sending my link to you guys for you guys to see where you can purchase the Tahitian Noni Juice. You can purchase the Tahitian Noni Juice for your hair, stressful times. Oh, definitely make sure you're taking notes. I hope you're taking notes because you're really going to need this. I am so excited to share this journey with you because it's very personal for me. I struggled. I didn't know what to do. I just needed to find something to do. And it was a pandemic. What was I supposed to do, you know? And I just wanted to find a way, and I found a way, and it works. I've tried it multiple times. Even when I did not allow my hair grow. I didn't allow it grow. I didn't go further with it. But I am in a season now that I'm going to share my knowledge with people, that I'm going to do a challenge in the future with you guys. As you stick with me, I'm telling you, we're going to do this hair journey thing together. I'm going to do a bonus video for you guys to see how I mix the henna with other herbs. I used herbs like ashwagandha. I used slippery elm. I did all these kind of things, mix it all together to get an amazing paste. And I'm telling you, that was the game changer. The hair retention was possible because of these herbs that I use in the oil form, and as well as the hair paste, which the henna oil was able to seal the hair cuticle and just seal in all the little things in between to make sure the hair was well sealed and protected. It was a game changer for me, and I'm excited to share this with you, and I hope you guys will stick with me on your hair journey, and I cannot wait to see what this also does for you. Be encouraged. You don't have to look much further. You have found the solution to your hair loss situation. And if you have medical conditions, you can always see a dermatologist. And I'm telling you, I am only sharing this out of my personal experience. And because it worked for me, I believe it will work for you too. I'll see you guys soon.